Hello everyone, Nikita here. In continuation of our series Organometallic Compounds for Organosynthesis, this presentation will cover organocopper compounds. In this presentation, I am going to discuss about introduction of organocopper, preparation, and their reaction in substitution and conjugated addition reaction. So, as we have already discussed, the compounds which contain the metal to carbon bond are known as organometallic compound. Here we are taking copper as our transition metal. So, our organocopper compounds can be alkyl copper, lithium dialkyl cuprates, or higher order cuprates. They are milder reagents and very selective nucleophilic reagents. Specifically, they provide a substitution reaction with alkyl halides, as well as they are very good reagents for conjugated addition with alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. Before coming to their applications, we'll look towards how we can synthesize the organocopper reagents. They can be prepared by transmetallation reaction. We can use organolithium compounds or Grignard reagents to prepare the organocopper reagent. Here we will look how we can synthesize the alkyl copper or different organocopper using the organolithium reagents. In my previous presentation, I have already discussed organolithium, where we have looked that how we can synthesize the organolithium. Though I can tell you here also, alkyl halide can be reacted with lithium, or we can use different transmetallation or halogen metal exchange process to synthesize the organolithium reagent. This prepared organolithium reagent can be treated with copper halides or specifically with the copper iodide, where lithium will takes up the iodide and releases as a lithium iodide and will get alkyl copper. Though it is not so stable, so it can be further treated with the organolithium, and it can provide a lithium dialkyl cuprates, and this lithium dialkyl cuprate can be converted into higher order cuprates. Similar reaction we can do with organolithium. When it reacts with the copper cyanide, then we'll get the lithium dialkyl cyanocuprates. These are known as the higher order cuprates. Now coming to the application part, organocopper reagents can be used to prepare the different type of hydrocarbons. They are very good to prepare a wide variety of alkanes by coupling of two different alkyl groups. This reaction was discovered by four scientists, Corey, Posner, Whitener and House. In honor of their names, they have given the name to this reaction as Corey-House synthesis. This reaction particularly uses the Gilman reagent, which is known as the lithium dialkyl cuprate, because the Henry Gilman first observed the lithium dimethyl copper as a organocuprate, and they have, on the basis of the scientist's name, the reagent was given as a name as a Gilman reagent. So nowadays all lithium dialkyl cuprates are known as a Gilman reagent, and they are very useful reagent in organic synthesis. So here we have taken this Gilman reagent, and alkyl halide can be taken as a reagent. So they will couple together. From the Gilman's reagent, R group will come, and from alkyl halide this R dash group will come. So here we will get the higher hydrocarbons. This reaction can be done in form of the direct SN2 manner, like the nucleophilic substitution reaction, and if it goes with the SN2 manner, then we will get inversion at carbon center. Though in recent studies, it was found that this lithium dialkyl cuprate acts with the alkyl halide and forms a planar intermediate, where this intermediate will provides the coupling of two alkyl groups. So here we have taken a different substrate. It could be alkyl group, it can be alkenyl group or vinyl and different groups. So we can check here, we can treat the organocuprate with methyl halide to prepare the simple alkane. This halides can be 1 degree alkyl halide, this can be 2 degree alkyl halide. We can use the benzylic halides or vinyl halides. Similarly, allyl halides, cycloalkyl halides or even the halobenzenes can be used as a substrate where the Gilman's reagent or different organocopper reagents can be used. So what is the strategy? R group will come from this organocopper and the remaining part will comes from the halides. So whatever the group is present in the halides, we will replace the X group and will keep the R group from the organocopper reagent. It can be methyl, vinyl or any other group. So we can prepare a wide range of hydrocarbon by this reaction. Now we'll see some example of the Correia synthesis. Here the first example in which we have taken the vinyl chloride moiety which is treated with the lithium. So here the halogen metal exchange will take place and we'll get the vinyl lithium reagent. This is treated with the copper iodide. So what will happen? This will give the organocopper and that organocopper will be treated with the hydropropane. So what will happen here? This molecule will forms the this organocopper reagent will be treated with the hydropropane. So this R group will be here and this 1, 2, 3, this 3 carbon will come from the hydropropane. So we'll have a new hydrocarbon. If we have allylic halides, then in presence of organocopper reagent, the SN2 prime reaction will goes on. That means we'll find the rearranged product. Instead of reacting the R group directly on the halide and replacing the halide, simply as it goes with the bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, it will goes with a rearrangement. So methyl group of the Gilman reagent will attack on the double bond. This double bond will shift here and then the X group. That means halide will be removed. So we'll get the 2-methyl butene as the final product. Similar manner, we can see the propargylic halides or acetate can be treated with the Gilman's reagent. Then we'll get the allenes as a product. What is happening here? Instead of replacing the direct halogen on attacking with this carbon, this R group is going to propargylic carbon. Then this bond is shifting here and replacing the X group. So we are getting allenes as a product. Instead of halide, we can take any leaving group. If it is present, then the reaction will go in a similar manner. Here we have taken the example of cyclic allylic acetate. Sorry, there's a mistake. This is OAC group. This is present. So because acetate is a very good leaving group, alkyl group will attack here. This bond will shift and OAC will release. Similarly, halide will release. So here the allylic acetate present. So R group will be attached here and we will find the double bond has shifted its position in our product. Organocopper reagents can open the epoxide rings and forms the alcohol. They can be treated with the epoxide. It can be symmetrical, then the ring opening can take place from either side. But if we are using a epoxide which is substituted at one position, that means if it is asymmetrical epoxide, then the opening will take place from the less hindered side. Here we have taken the example of 2-ethyloxylane and we can see it is going towards the less hindered side and open the ring. We'll get this intermediate. On protonation, it will form the alcohol. Now coming towards this epoxide. Always the ring opening takes place from the less hindered side, as well as because here we can see the stereochemistry will be considered. So this organocopper reagent will attack with the less hindered side as well as the ring opening will take place in anti-periplanar manner. So that means OH group in product as well as the incoming alkyl group will be always trans to each other. So here we can say because epoxide ring is at wedge position, that means towards the viewer, so the attack will be away from the viewer, or we can say from the backside of the ring. So methyl will come at the dash position and OH will remain at the wedge position, but they are trans to each other. If epoxide ring contains allyl group as a substitute, then the ring openings takes place with a allylic shift always. So here the lithium dimethyl cuprate is used, and here we can see the oxidane is substituted with the allylic group. So R group will attack on this carbon and it will move towards this, and then ring opening will take place. So we will get the alcohol here. Now coming to the carbonyl compound. Organocopper reagents are very mild reagents, so usually they are not so much reactive like organolithiums or Grignard reagent, but with aldehyde they can provide the alcohol. Here we can see the example with the aldehyde is reacting with the organocopper reagent, then this similar reaction will take place where this carbon is electrophilic, and in the organocopper this carbon R is negative, so it will attack on this carbonyl carbon and will get the O negative, and on the hydrolysis will get the alcohol here. So similarly here we will get the 2-degree alcohol from the aldehyde. And similar fashion, Gilman's reagent can be treated with the benzaldehyde, where it will provide the 1-phenyl ethanol. But with the keto compounds, usually this reaction does not go well. If we treat the organocopper with the carbonyl compounds, especially with the ketones, then we need to treat them with the chlorotrimethylsilane. Then the reaction can proceed somehow and we will get the silyl ethers. Though organocopper reagents are the softer nucleophile, because carbon copper electronegativity difference is not so high, so they goes towards the softer side. Now coming to the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Here we have taken this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound and we are treating them with the organocopper reagent. Before that, I'll go to the organolithium or organomagnesium part. If the enones are treated with the organolithium or organomagnesium parts, because of the harder nature of the organolithium reagent, they will attack on the carbonyl carbon and this double bond will remain as intact, because carbonyl carbons are the harder side. So the organolithium as well as Grignard reagents attack on the carbonyl carbon. But organocopper reagent are the softer nucleophile, and because of the softness of the copper metal, so they will add on the double bond C instead of C double bond O. That means the attack will take place in a conjugated addition manner or the Michael addition manner with the organocopper reagents. If enones are treated with the organocopper reagent, then the R group of the organocopper reagent will attack on the double bond carbon and the bond will migrate and we'll get this intermediate. How the reaction will goes on and why we are saying it 1,4 addition. In the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, oxygen or any other heteroatom, if it is present, it is numbers as 1. Then this carbon will be 2 and this is 3 and this is 4. So here the addition will take as a 1,4 addition. Why? Because when we will hydrolyze it, H will goes to this oxygen and we'll get R group is here. So 1 and 4 position is attached with the incoming group. So we are saying the 1,4 addition product. Now we can see when the alkyl group is attached here, the bond is migrated and oxygen is negative. We can hydrolyze this, then enolic structure will form which is converting into cyclic ketone. This reaction goes on but in a slow manner. If we can add chlorotrimethylsilane, then the reaction will be faster. Because of the interaction of oxygen with silicon, the reaction will form the silyl enol ethers and that can be hydrolyzed to give the cyclic ketones. Similarly, if we are using the organolithium copper cyanide in presence of BF3, that is a Lewis acid, the reaction goes on very rapidly because of the presence of Lewis acid, which interacts in the reaction and promotes the reaction for this carbon-carbon bond formation. Here we will see some example of the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound with organocopper reagent. Here we have taken the acyclic alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound which is treated with the lithium diphenyl cuprate followed by the hydrolysis. So because it is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds, this pH moiety will goes towards the double bond. So we can number it 1 with the oxygen, 2nd to this carbon, 3rd to the double bond carbon and 4th to this double bond carbon. So always whatever the incoming ligand, it will goes to the 4th number of carbon. So here we'll say the pH will attack here, this double bond will shift and this oxygen will have the negative charge. Because of hydrolysis, it will convert into enol and that shows the keto-enol tautomerase, so we'll get this product. So finally we can say we are only adding the pH and H on the double bond. So pH will goes to this carbon and hydrogen will be here. In a similar fashion, if a chiral carbon is present in our reactant, so what will happen? We'll get the diastereomers. But always the trans product will be formed. Here we can say this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound and here we have one chiral carbon. So when we treat this with the organocopper reagent in presence of chlorotrimethylsilane which accelerates the reaction, here this is our R group which will attach on this position. So if we assume that this is present in a wedged position, then the incoming ligand will be at the away from the viewer. Similarly, we can treat the cyclopentanone rings with the lithium divinyl copper reagents and it will provide a vinyl group. Here it is attached and the product is having the trans stereochemistry. This is a substitute which is already present in our reactant is present on the wedge position, then our incoming ligand will be at the dash position. Organocopper reagent can be used for the tandem conjugated addition reaction. Tandem reaction, that means the two simultaneous reaction will takes place. As we have seen already that the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound can be alkylated in presence of different organocopper reagents. So here we have taken this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound which is treated with the lithium dibutyl cuprate. So butyl group will come here and we'll get this enolate species. These we can say this is lithium enolate and we have not done the hydrolysis. So what will happen in presence of other organolithium reagent, other alkyl halide reagent, this site can give the new carbon-carbon bond formation. So we can do the tandem reaction. Two simultaneous alkyl group can be added on the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. How the reaction takes place? Here we can see, because of this, carbon has a nucleophilic nature, so it can attack on the alkyl halide's carbon, which is electrophilic in nature. This oxygen will gives the bond here carbonyl carbon, and this will have a negative charge. So this has a nucleophilic site which can attack on this alkyl halide's carbon, and we'll get this product. So they are very useful to get the alkylation of carbonyl compounds. Now we'll see an example where the synthesis of prostaglandin use the organocopper reagent. Here we have taken the this vinyl iodide like species, which is treated with the butyl lithium. So by the metal halogen exchange reaction, we will get the organolithium reagent. That is reacted with the copper iodide, which will provide the organocopper reagent, and it is treated with the cyclopentanone like moiety. So what will happen? Because it is a enonic like species, the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound in presence of Gilman's reagent or the organocopper reagent, the R group will attach on this fourth carbon, or we can say it's give the conjugated addition. So we'll have this moiety here, but it will be trans with respect to the already present ligand in our moiety. So here the silyl group is present, silyl ether group is present at the dash position. So R group will be at wedge position naturally, and the other incoming ligand, when treated with this moiety, then this ligand will attack alkylated in a tandem reaction manner. So this lithium enolate will provide this double bond here and this carbon is nucleophilic, so this will attack here and this iodide will replace. So we'll get this moiety, and it should be trans with respect to adjacent molecules. So here we'll get this molecule. By the hydrolysis, we can remove this silyl ethers, as well as in acidic media this ester group will be hydrolyzed. So we will have the prostaglandins by the use of organocopper reagents. These are very good reagent. By them we can synthesize a wide variety of hydrocarbon in very good amount of yield, and they are very selective towards the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. They can alkylate them, and they can provide a good process by which we can synthesize a lot of amount of natural products. Thank you.